The huge.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep. What's up, guys? How's it going? This is Russell with Artisan Cutlery. I have a couple things on the table for our Blade Show West collection. We got a handful of prototypes, a handful of Blade Show specials. Probably the most specials we've done ever. So let's start on this side. These are all our show specials. We got some cool stuff. We wanted to kind of just make some just designer pieces that were really souped up, made to look cool. This first one is the Sea Snake, designed by Mike Emler. This has some nice OD green micarta scales. This is an S35 with a PVD coated blade. So the original one, or the standard one, is an RPM 9 with G10. Decided to just like dress this thing up, add some gold screws, make it just a really slick looking, slightly like military kind of knife, a bit more tactical. And this thing is super thin, super nice. You get S35 on a little neck knife. This thing cuts like crazy. So that one is show special, 120. We may be having a couple extra online. If there are any left over at the end of the show, but we shall see. Number 2, we have the Centros, everyone's favorite Dylan Mallory design. This one has contoured carbon fiber, blacked out with an S35 VN blade. Oh, and a tie clip, black and tie clip. Nice, it's really nice in the hand. Especially the contouring does some really good stuff. The clip doesn't have any hot spot to it. And you get S35 at 120 show price. So this is, again, super slick, super nice, and we are very happy with the way this turned out. So is Dylan. Oh, seriously, like, look how well that carbon fiber shows up. You get a nice bit of shine on there. We had a bunch of people say they thought it was marble carbon fiber. It's not. It's just regular twill carbon fiber contoured. So that's number 2. Number 3, and this one is awesome. We have the Milea, designed by Swags, and this one has marble carbon fiber, actual marble carbon fiber that has been contoured. Purple tie pivot collar, purple tie backspacer, purple clip, blasted M390 blade. This is one of the classiest knives I've seen at the show, period. And this again is coming in at 120 for M390. So we are really happy with this one. And this is just look at it. Look at the shine on the carbon fiber.
It's beautiful.
So good. So that one, number 3. And then number 4, the Big Daddy. We have the Ariane. This one, oh boy. So we did this. We decided to do a little bit of an accent on here. So it's all black PVD coated, M390 blade, tie Damascus pivot collar, tie Damascus backspacer, tie Damascus clip. This is super classy, super slick. I may have dropped the last of my money on one of these myself. I don't regret it at all, but I'm probably going to regret it when I look at my bank account. This is so cool. This is just super classed up dress version of the Ariane without too much on it. Show price on these guys?
Subtle, but very classy.
I missed the flip on that one. I feel so bad about that. Show price on this one is in 400. It's tie Damascus ain't cheap stuff. And for this guy, it is worth it. This is a slick piece. So those are what we have for Blade Show West as show specials. Now we're getting into the prototypes. So for the majority of these will be coming out in early 22. So let's start off with our highest end one. I'm sure you can tell who this was designed by. This is a fair and forward design. I just had a nice chat with Elliot. The guy's really tall. I don't like it nipple height to the guy. I just feel really short around him, but this turned out, I feel really bad because I forgot the name of this one. First time I've done that, but I do feel kind of bad. This is really slick. So you have that very distinctive fair and forward design. Incredible action. Flicks nicely. Flips nicely. And this little cutout here actually has a nice kind of acoustic quality to it as well. There's a bit of a ting to it.
Sounds good.
But it feels super. Yes. And we actually did some more boxy contouring in this one, so it's got a bit more surface to grab onto. It feels very fair and forging. And this is just because Elliot gave us such specific directions on how to get this right, and he nailed it. Also, first time doing this nice jimped backspacer. It actually stands proud a little bit at the back, if you can see that on camera there. And the clip turned out real good. Joins right at the handle. This thing is just super cool, very elegant, very fair and forged. And that should.
I know somebody right here who would probably buy one of those.
Oh yeah, I know several people here who would buy several of these. A lot of people. But this feels great. So that should be coming out again, 22.
Okay.
Hopefully sometime very soon. Elliot wanted to do a few tweaks on it, but we'll see. Those should be easy to do. So putting that one down now. This one is really different. This is the Ahab, designed by Niche Designs, or Nick Rogers, another SoCal local. And this thing is just super. I'll let you hold this one. It is insanely light.
Oh my goodness.
Weighs nothing.
That is super light.
And it's a super wide blade too. Especially with this wild looking harpoon. It's a crazy design. It's just got so much.
And the wood?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We're kind of figuring out where we're going to put this in our line because it's a really unique piece. It's got a ton of machining on the inside. It's got a ton of internal work. And it's not really something we want to do cheaply, but Nick Rogers wanted to do some special steel for the blade. So we're debating on going and finding something a little bit like higher end and super stain resistant. So maybe some Van Axe or something. We'll see. Or we can run this in our RPM 9 and keep it in that $100 price range. Either way, this is going to be a fantastic user for people that are going to be doing a lot of cutting because it's a super wide blade with that harpoon. And these, look at the studs here. The studs are actually custom designed by us. So Nick wanted something a little bit wider with a bit of texture, and these are very textury. Also the clip, his design as well, really just sits on there really comfortably. Looks really nice, not a lot of hot spot. This is great, so good. So that is the Ahab. I just pulled out the micartan wood ones, but we have some G10 ones in there, so we'll be seeing different variants of that one as well. And this one, I'm going to wipe off because it looks gross right now. Yeah. This, after everyone's been asking for this, my God, everyone's been asking for this. This is the More Mylea. This is a 3-inch version of the Mylea, just a hair bigger and more general use than the regular size one. Now, it doesn't really fit into your watch pocket anymore, but it does give you a full-size blade at 3 inches and just some great ergonomics and that same really fantastic flippy action.
So look who came in right at where her knife here.
Swags is right behind us. Brought her around for a bit. She's done good stuff. So this is great. More Mylea is just
I'm excited to see that one.
Oh, it's going to come out soon. We moved this up the track real close to. We might even have this out by next month.
Wow.
We might. Keyword might. Hopefully.
We'll look for it.
Oh yes. And we actually added the gold collar on this one, the gold collar with gold stud, just for a bit more contrast to colors. But I think this looks great. I'm a big fan of the all black one with the gold, and this is just so good. All right, so that is it for folders. So let's get into some of the fixed blades we're doing. So we are working with Joe Flowers this year, who is, if you've met him, an absolute madman. But he is a really cool dude. And he has some great ideas for some outdoor style knives. And I gave him a couple ideas of what to do. One, just like, hey Joe, do what you want. I want to see what comes out of your head. This is the one he brought to us. This is the Reckheart. It is a Kephart style knife with a dagger style blade with this swedge on top.
Yeah.
There's a lot of swags there. And the cobbin shaped handle. This is, also, handle is slightly teardropped. It's a bit of a flare towards the end. So the weight is back. It is a weight back knife, and this is a bushcrafting knife. This is meant to be used in the outdoors. We are actually probably going to move it to the Artisan line to kind of add some nicer steel to it. It's currently running in our AR RPM 9 steel, but we're going to try to class it up a bit, make it a bit more worthy of the Artisan line. And in hand, this thing is just crazy comfortable. It's just all smooth lines, just dips below the fingers, sits really nicely. I bet if I was an outdoors person, I bet this thing would be very nice for feather sticking and cutting and slicing, doing all those things outdoor people do as someone who's totally in an office in front of a computer all the time. But yeah, super comfy. This is this black and red G10. We've done a few models. Not sure we're going to run it like this, but we'll see. But yeah, do you want to get a handle on this, see how it feels in your hands?
Oh, I got to hold this one.
Fair enough. Makes it a little hard, doesn't it? So that is the Reckheart. Also, sheath turned out great.
It looks beautiful.
There's those double furrows there. And we're including clips, so you have this nice.
And it's got the ability you can move it around.
Yes, this one can be rotated. So then that's one of them, and then we have 1/2 more. So this was the project I brought to Joe specifically. I asked him to do a 4-inch blade. 4-inch blade, under 3 ounces. It's a little hard, but he came through. So we have the original Hyperlight, which has no scales. This is made for the backpacking crowd. It is 2.98 ounces. 4 inches, so RPM 9 steel. Hollowed out here with a wrench set, bottle opener, and a little bit holder right here. And you can just string up this on some paracord, make it more comfortable in the hand, but this is meant to be light and easy to just chuck in a bag and give you lots of cutting power instead of using something that is a 2.5 or 3-inch fixed blade that weighs almost twice as much. Yeah, I'm sure you, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, yeah. But this is great. So that is fine and all, but that's really to cut down the weight. Now, to just do these, I think the slightly better version, is the one with micarta scales. We have a G10 scaled one that's hitting about 3.5. This one's 3.3 something, 3.28 or something around those lines, 3.25-ish, because the micarta is just a little bit lighter than G10. But this is super comfortable in hand, works well, cuts well, and you notice Joe added this little machete back end here, so you actually have a terminating end here, so you can have a bit more grip on your knife. That pinky adds extra support. You get that nice squeezing motion, you can grip, you can hold, and this thing cuts great. It's such a wide blade. It's awesome. So this one should be coming out, again, possibly before 2020, or 2022?
22, yeah.
My bad. Brain stuck in 2020. Or we might get it out around SHOT Show time. But we're going to be having this in the CJRB line, and then we're aiming for a price point of about $100.
Okay.
So this is going to offer a lot of options to people looking for more outdoors knives, and yeah, it's just a super slick knife. So that is the Hyperlight. And that is pretty much what we got going on this year.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely, man.
Look forward to having more of these beautiful knives.
Oh yeah, you'll see more soon.
All right, take care.
You have a good one.